Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, loved people. Welcome back to Minnie's Mental Health. How are you all doing today? Where are you around the globe? Thank you ever so much for joining me. As usual, I am so appreciative. I'm grateful. So on my last video, I spoke about fear and how we can help children overcome whatever it is they fear. On this video, I'm going to be talking about rest. Sorry, I'm outside, as you can tell. We're just trying to enjoy English summer as it is. It doesn't really last long, so I thought let me take the opportunity to record this video outside. So why is it that we need rest? Basically, our physical bodies need rest, our minds need rest, and as usual, I'll always take it back to my creator, the person who gave me this idea. I say person because the Holy Spirit of the living God is a person of God. So that's why I say person, just in case if you don't understand or you're not of the Christian faith. So he rested from the beginning. So God created the heavens and the earth, and after he was done, he rested. So he set a blueprint. I believe and understand it to be so. He sets a blueprint for his image and likeness, which is us, human beings. And also animals rest, they sleep. Oh gosh, for example, lions sleep a lot. I think polar bears as well, pandas, they sleep a lot. Sloths. Anyway, let me not digress. I digress. Human beings, we need rest. We need physical rest, we need mental rest. Yet we don't get it so much. I'll use myself as an example. I always talk about rest and how good it is and how much we need it, but I tend to find things to do when it's time for me to relax and rest. I'm sure I'm not the only one. A lot of people do sort of get into that habit, especially moms. I'll talk as a mom. There's always, there's that saying that goes, a mother's work is never done. So for me, that translates in meaning that I should always be working, which is not true really, because when I do rest, when I do take that power nap, even if it's an hour or two, I just feel like a new woman after it. I feel like I can do 10 times more than I would have done if I ignored my body's request to rest. Sometimes I do so much that, as we say here in London, England, I conk out. I literally, my body just says, no, Millie, you sit down, and in my mind I'm like, oh, now I need to do this and I need to do that. No. So for a change, I'll start with us parents and caregivers, part of our self-care, and for us to be able to model rest to our children is that we need to take rest. Do you have a rest schedule? I don't. My rest schedule is at night, so that's something to work on really as I make this video. So so how about children? There's a lot of research, scientists, psychologists, pediatricians, they all agree that children need an amount of rest. For example, during their afternoon naps, children need afternoon naps. And I know that a lot of parents, especially these days, once a child turns 2, they sort of reduce their naps, or they reduce them or cut them down, or they eliminate their naps completely. Why? So that their children can be exhausted at the end of the day, and then they can get more hours sleep in the night. But children, for their development, their brain development, their growth, they need the nap, they need the rest. They certainly need to rest and sleep. So if we as parents or caregivers don't model that to our children, how will our children appreciate or value sort of the activity of rest? Because we don't think of rest as an activity, but it actually is. We need to put it in our diaries. I'm saying this to myself, by the way, as I explained initially. We We need to put it in our diaries. We need to make it a big deal. This is our time to rest. So what do we do during our rest? Do we turn off our phones? Do we put them on silent or vibrate? Do we go into a special room or a bedroom? Do we turn on some relaxing music? Do we go out? What does rest look like? Because as we all know, we live in a digital age, and another sort of pandemic is the noise of the mind. Basically, our minds can be so noisy, so obviously we know one of the main reasons for that is social media, media in general, many things on our minds. Some of the classic ways to sort of reduce the noise in our minds is to write things down that we need to do, or things that we're thinking about, journaling, or things that we're anxious about. But what other ways do we sort of eliminate the noise in our minds? I believe that one of the ways is out of sight, out of mind. So if we take away our phones, for example, or put them away for a certain time while we're resting, that helps. The lighting in any room, that helps. If there's overstimulation, the TV's on, everything's on, but yet we're trying to rest, we're scrolling on social media, and then we call that rest. Is it really rest? I'm just asking all these questions I'm asking. And to you guys, I'm talking to myself, by the way, as well. So yeah, it all applies to me. Are we really resting when we're scrolling? No, we're not. Let's just be sincere. We're not resting. We're just keeping our minds busy. So when our minds, because have you noticed that it depends if you're a light or heavy sleeper, but if you're a heavy sleeper like me, when you actually quieten your mind, i.e. Take away the phone, and then you fall into a deep sleep, that's when you know that not just your physical body is resting, but your mind is resting, basically. I don't know how to put it, but I think you do understand where I'm coming from. Your mind is resting from the news, resting from what we need to do, resting from every other thing that goes on in our minds, thinking about our children, our parents, our friends, the world. So I can go on and on and on and on about this, because this topic really applies to me. I am going to do better in resting, in having an actual rest schedule. And I wanted to ask about you, if you guys are sleeping beauties, or you don't sort of compromise when it comes to resting, especially during the day. Please share your comments. How do you do it? How do you rest? How do you switch off? How do you actually take a nap in the afternoon? How do you do it? Please comment. Please share with me. Share with everyone who watches my channel. By sharing with me, of course, everyone will see it. Thank you so much for joining me. God bless you, and see you on my next one. Bye.